let's go ahead and talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 9. I want to show y'all these screenshots, and I'm going to just give y'all my thoughts very quickly. Y'all, they're saying that Shereé is fake crying. She had this scene where she's crying about Tyrone and whatnot, and the girls on Twitter were like, Shereé is faking this. There are no tears. And I didn't notice until I rewatched, and I did see that there were no tears, which I found to be really interesting. But Shereé was hiding her face from the cameras and holding her face against the cameras and had the tissue and was in Fatum's arms and then fled the scene to the theater room. So I'm not really sure what the situation is. Y'all let me know what would be Shereé's reasoning for faking those tears, for fake crying. Is she just trying to dramatize the situation? I don't really know. Okay, was Shereé faking it? Let me know in the comments. Let's go ahead and talk about Drew Sidora. She's at the nail salon with her mother. And her mom is basically like, my prophet friend prophesied over your life. And she left me a voicemail. And I'm just like, oh my God, not another prophet. So Prophet June, I believe is her name, prophesied over Drew Sidora's life. And she was like, listen, there's a spirit, a womanly spirit down there in Atlanta who is trying to steal, kill, and destroy your joy, Drew Sidora. Watch out, sis. Watch out. And so that has Drew Sidora very, very paranoid at the situation. She's thinking, could it be Anthony? Could it be Shereé? Could it be Kenya? Could it be Sonia? She don't know who the hell this spirit is that's trying to destroy her joy. Child, another messy prophet situation. We also have this scene with Marlo Hampton where she's at the furniture store buying up furniture, and she's joined by Sonia Richards Ross and Kenya Moore hair care. And she's basically explaining to the girls how she kicked Michael and William out the house because they're not doing the laundry, which I'm confused as to why they don't have a washer and a dryer inside the townhouse. But listen, I'm nobody to judge, so I'm just asking the questions that the people want answers to. Yeah, Michael and William, they're being bad. They talking back to the teachers, talking about some, you don't get paid enough to argue with me. I am the nephew of Marlo Hampton, getting to know it. And that's how you clear, bitch. The laundry's getting sour. They punching holes in the walls. And so she sends them to her sister Crystal house for 30 days, child. A mess. Now, a lot of you guys are going to ask me, do you agree or disagree with Marlo? Honestly, I feel both ways. I feel like she was a bit harsh telling them to get the fuck out. With the fact that they had that history with their mother, I feel like that was highly inappropriate. I feel like leaving them at Crystal's house for 30 days is, I think, a bit OD. Maybe like a weekend or like a week. That makes more sense to me, but a whole 30 days I feel like is OD. With that also being said, Marlo needs to make sure that her mental health is straight. Before she can take care of anybody, she got to make sure she good. I don't know if I would do the same thing Marlo would do. I'm not a parent or a guardian, but listen, I'm trying to refrain from judging her in this situation because she's learning along the way. She's figuring it out. So I feel like she deserves a little bit of grace, y'all. A little bit. But I'm sure you guys are just going to drag me for having that opinion about Marlo Hampton. Moving right along, we get this nude interlude party. Does that sound familiar? Da, na, 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 na. Shout out to Dr. Wendy to you, sweetie. She did a nude interlude party. And it seems like Shereé recreated it. Everybody has to come in nude pajamas, lingerie sort of situation. Fatum is there. Fatum, I don't know how to pronounce her name. She's basically giving the girls this piping hot tea about Drew Sidora. So remember at Brooklyn's tea party, we had this situation where Fatum was like, is this the same assistant that's going around saying that your husband is gay? So then Drew got upset that Fatum put that into the atmosphere. And then Fatum went to her friend and they did a background check on Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman and found out that Ralph Pittman is using an alias in Tampa with the name Danielle. And that Drew Sidora also has 3 other aliases. And I'm just like, listen, I don't really care about this. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I kind of feel like this is just fodder for a storyline, something salacious, but I'm not really looking in, too deep into it. Then Marlo Hampton arrives at the party after, Fatum is spilling all this piping hot tea about Ralph Pittman and his aliases and how he getting his money and his credit, child, okay? Marlo enters into the room and Kenya in her confessional goes, here comes the Sasquatch with the bad lace fronts. I'm unbothered. And then I looked and then I rewinded it. And then I started looking at Kenya and I'm like, Kenya, you are the one to talking about a bad lace front. talking about a Sasquatch. Now listen, I've said this a million times. Kenya Moore, she's beautiful, but sis, you are not God's gift to this green earth. Like, stop acting like you are Aphrodite or Venus or somebody. Like, sis, humble yourself. Humble yourself. Beautiful, beautiful gowns, but you need to humble yourself. You've gotten a little bit big-headed. Especially because if we compare these photos, if we compare these looks, and this is just my unbiased, honest opinion. Well, I guess it is biased, but this is my opinion. I think Marlo has the better outfit. I think Marlo has the better makeup. And I think everybody would agree that Marlo has the better wig. Like, how are you talking about somebody looks like a Sasquatch when Kenya, you look like you need help. You look like you're struggling at home. You look like you need a nanny. Because you can never seem to actually like put in any sort of preparation to what you wear. Every outfit this season has been a mess. And then we have Eva Marcille, Simon's baby sister, out on Watch What Happens Live talking about Marlo Hampton's lace fronts look a mess too. And I'm just kind of like, Eva, stop. Moving on, there's, this other picture of Marlo Hampton. She looks amazing, in my opinion. Let me know what y'all think about the situation. Who looks better, Marlo Hampton or Kenya Moore haircut? I hate to compare the girls on their looks, but Kenya brought up the Sasquatch and the lace fronts first. So it forces me to compare the ladies. And Marlo looks better than you on this particular night. It is what it is. Her outfits, her makeup, and all of her wigs have looked better than anything you've worn this season, Kenya. That is my honest opinion. And I like Kenya this season. I like drunk Kenya. Let me put up this picture of drunk Kenya. Here's drunk Kenya. I like drunk Kenya. I like the Kenya that's self-deprecating. I like the Kenya that admits that she wears wigs. I like the fact that Kenya's not taking herself too seriously in this scene. So great job, Kenya Moore. I liked her this episode besides the fact that she calls this a Sasquatch. Like, girl. Anyways, we get this situation. So the party starts to turn into a Candy Freak Burst production. So that was interesting. They did like a live stripper thing with the paint and sip. Sonya, Richards Ross, and Drew Sidora are talking, and Drew Sidora is basically confronting Sonya about saying that Drew and Ralph be acting busy when they don't really be busy. I think Sonya is full of shit. I feel like, girl, yes, you were trying to be shady. Like, don't be an Eva. If you're going to shade somebody, stand in your shade and own the shade. When you own the shade, we can all just move on. But when you don't own the shade, it turns into a whole debacle. So then Sonya says, girl, it. And then Drew says, kick rocks with open-toed slippers, bitch. I'm paraphrasing. She really didn't say that. We also got another heart-to-heart between Candy and Marlo, which I thought was extremely fake. I think Marlo is extremely fake. Now, Marlo is a beautiful woman, and to me, she looks better than everybody on this particular night. On this particular night, she looks better than everybody. But, all the makeup and good wigs in the world cannot erase the fact that Marlo's heart is rotten. Sis, you out here trying to give this, sob story about Michael and William to Candy Burst Tucker after you sat up there at the Jamaican dinner and basically said that Candy's out in Atlanta, that her pussy broke, and that's why she has to date below her tax bracket. I don't know what world Marlo Hampton lives in to where you feel as though a friend should be okay with you saying that behind their back. Marlo definitely has the Heavenly syndrome, which we saw last night in Married to Medicine, where Heavenly feels as though she can talk about her friends and then her friends are supposed to be okay with that. Are you dumb, Remy Ma? Are you dumb? Anyways, let's see. Drunk Kenya again. We got Drunk Kenya. Hey, Drunk Kenya. We love Drunk Kenya. I'm really liking Kenya this season, except for the fact that Kenya just thinks that she's like the most beautiful woman alive, and confidence is key. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Lisa Wu Hartwell. Lisa came in with that drunk energy. She interjected herself into a conversation about Drew and Sonya's relationship, and she was like, listen, you cannot be waiting around for an apology. You have to let that stuff go. Otherwise, you'll become a victim. And then Sonya Richards Ross caught herself interrupting Lisa Wu, and then Lisa Wu goes the hell off. And I'm just like, Lisa, you're really trying to get this peach back, girl. You was trying to get this peach back. Girl, you're about 12 years too late. That peach is rotten. It's underground somewhere. It done decomposed into the dirt. Honey, Henny. Okay. Lisa. Lisa was kind of like the highlight of the episode for me. Moving on, we did get this situation with Fatum versus Drew. Fatum is trying to expose Drew Sidora and her aliases and who is Danielle. And honestly, I'm not going to even give that no sort of attention because it's stupid to me. That whole thing is stupid. Okay, he has an alias, and who cares? Like, what does that even mean? Okay, he goes by Danielle. Okay. Todd goes by Marvin. What's new? Okay, Portia goes by Peach Juice. Who cares? At the end of the night, we do this witchcraft black magic situation where Fatum wants to burn Sheree's coochie hairs. And then it ends off with Kenya talking about is my wig straight? And then I think Marlo says something to the effect of, hold on. Excuse me. Marlo says something to the effect of, I'm so happy that you've built up enough self-esteem to admit the fact that you wear wigs. And then Kenya went off talking about I am the moment. And then Marlo goes, you weren't the moment for Mark. And then we all go, ugh. Really, Marlo? You are really obsessed with Mr. Mark Daly, the man with the nose ring. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.